Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Jamz with Josh. Josh, take it away.
Preview the American Music Awards.
Alright, so here we are. We're going to talk about the American Music Awards, which are coming up tomorrow. And we'll talk about some nominees and who we think will win and who we would prefer to win.
Yes.
So first on the list, we have top soundtrack. We have The Great Gatsby music from Baz Luhrmann's film. Next, we have Les Mis. And then after that, we have Pitch Perfect. What soundtrack do you guys think would win?
Les Mis.
I think Pitch Perfect's gonna win just because
The voting
that
base.
song has been playing on the radio constantly, and like the fan base is huge. Even though I would want Les Mis to win.
I'd love for Les Mis to win. It should win, but if we're gonna go with this, it's gonna be Pitch Perfect because that was like it has the popular fan.
I think, to be completely honest, I think The Great Gatsby has a pretty solid chance of winning as well, because I know that everyone who's heard it, they thought it was one of the most solid soundtracks ever, and they thought it was just, great. And they were like, oh, I'm listening to this all night on repeat. Yeah, it was a pretty good soundtrack
So
altogether.
how do you feel it's gonna break down?
I think, honestly, it's going to be really close between the three, because they were all pretty popular, and they were all very good.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it's gonna be Pitch Perfect.
Alright. Well, then we'll see how it goes from there.
Okay.
Perfect. Next on the list, we have favorite artist for electronic dance music. Our nominees are Avicii, Daft Punk, Calvin Harris, and Zed.
Wow.
Does anyone have any take on that?
I'm gonna go with Zed. I feel he had a big year this year.
I want a VC to win, but it's probably gonna be between Zed and Daft Punk.
And then Daft Punk too.
I really do think it's going to go pretty close between the two, the same way.
You, Kyle?
I think it's going to be Daft Punk because obviously of the Pharrell Williams song that they collaborated with Get Lucky.
What about you?
Who the hell is Zed?
Do you know Daft Punk?
Wow.
Daft Punk is Get Lucky with Pharrell Williams, the summer song.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
what
know
she
that
said.
song from the bottom of my shoe. That's
Okay, next topic.
Next category, we have favorite artist for adult contemporary, and the nominees are Maroon 5, Bruno Mars, and Pink.
Wow.
oh
Honestly, I love all three artists, but we're talking about measuring it in the year. It's probably going to be either. I think Pink has a good chance.
I'm gonna
of
disagree.
winning. You think Pink or probably Bruno Mars?
It'll probably be Bruno Mars.
Yeah,
I
I'm
want
leaning
Pink.
more toward Bruno Mars than the rest, just because he's so awesome.
Or just, oh.
What do you think, Nettie?
I don't know. I don't think Pink is a big one. I think it'll be Bruno Mars.
I agree with you,
I
Nettie.
agree with her.
Okay, let's go on.
Pink is kind of alright. So next we'll go to favorite artist for alternative rock, and the nominees we have for there are Imagine Dragons, The Lumineers, and Mumford & Sons.
Wow.
What do you guys think of that?
First of all, I love all of them. They all had good years this year, but you cannot argue against Imagine Dragons. They had a huge.
No, that is.
I belong with you. You belong with me. Oh.
Yeah, I think for this year it probably would be a pretty close tie between Imagine Dragons and The Lumineers. I mean, I don't have anything against Mumford & Sons, but they're more of a last year thing.
Yeah, Imagine Dragons really took the year by
I'm
storm.
gonna have to agree.
I mean, they had
Once this-
It's Time, Radioactive, Demons, On Top of the World, all those great songs this year. So I think we're gonna win. So
Yep. Well, to continue on, we have favorite album for soul and R&B, and the albums we have for nominees are Unapologetic by Rihanna, we have Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke, and we also have The 2020 Experience by Justin Timberlake.
2020 Experience had a lot of soul, had a lot of R&B, and it's probably one of the
Is
biggest.
that 2020? What are you playing?
No,
This is
you're
Blurred
you're
Lines.
playing Robin Thicke's album. You think Robin Thicke's gonna win?
The surrounding doll, what's come to light. Yeah, I think so.
Just because of Miley Cyrus? You're gonna connect
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus to Robin Thicke? That's
I don't think it's.
I honestly think it's going to be Justin Timberlake. I mean,
Yeah.
there was quite a hype about that when he was going to release
You
his
too,
album.
Nettie?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Justin because Robin Thicke had a lot of
Negative
like
press?
happening. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna say it's Justin Timberlake. Next one.
So up next we have favorite female artist for soul and R&B, and the few that we have for there are Ciara, Alicia Keys, and Rihanna.
My God, I thought you were gonna say Miley Cyrus, and I was gonna freak out.
For soul and R&B,
Oh no!
Cyrus isn't so on.
it's like I would say it's pretty close between Alicia and Rihanna.
Yeah.
Probably Rihanna.
It'll
Keisha.
probably be Rihanna.
Alicia Keys.
Okay, so next one.
All right, so for male artists for soul and R&B, we have Miguel, we have Robin Thicke, and we have Justin Timberlake.
Ooh, yeah, I mean with Timberlake, but Miguel's great, and Robin Thicke had a good year too. So it's like it's close. I would count Miguel because he didn't have as big a year. Probably between Robin Thicke and JT, but JT can have an edge there.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with that. So for the next category, we have favorite album for rap and hip hop, and we have Jay-Z with his Magna Carta Holy Grail.
Yeah, I like
We
this.
have Kendrick Lamar with Good Kid, Mad City, and we have Macklemore with Ryan Lewis, The Heist.
Should we just go on?
Kendrick Lamar. It's Kendrick Lamar. I'm just pretty sure.
Wow, because
Like-
Giselle, what do you think?
Actually, even though I love Macklemore, I think Jay-Z, his album was really good. So
That's good. Really? I would say I would say it would be Macklemore because he had probably the biggest commercial year.
yeah,
I would think, and the fan base is there too. So I'll go with Macklemore.
I think it's gonna be a close.
You agree, Kyle? Yes.
I don't know what rap is.
Okay, moving on.
So we're gonna skip a few just to get things wrapped up a little quicker. We're gonna go up to Artists of the Year, and the nominees we have are Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. We have Bruno Mars, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, and last but not least, Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake by far. I would be a little worried with Taylor Swift. She has a big audience. However, I would. So does Justin, and I think we can all agree he deserves it this year.
I think Justin Timberlake does have quite an edge. He's been making quite some appearances this year. Next category to go to, we have New Artist of the Year.
Wow.
We have Florida Georgia Line. We have
Big.
Ariana Grande, Imagine Dragons, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, and we also have Philip Phillips.
Let me just say, I love all those acts. They all did great this year. Who has a chance of winning? We cannot underestimate Ariana Grande's fan base. Yeah. But I think if we're talking about new artists, Imagine Dragons or Florida Georgia Line between the two. They do have big fan bases and they have great hits this year.
They do have pretty big hits, but we'll see how that goes because I think they all seem pretty close tied together.
Exactly. So it could cancel each other. I mean, you can have a Florida Georgia Line and not Macklemore, but what's it called? Imagine Dragons tied, and then Ariana can just sweep in there. So it's like it can go either way, honestly.
All right, so we're gonna go through just a couple more categories. This upcoming one
Let
is
me just
Single
say-
of the Year.
Let me just say that if Ariana wins, it'll be victorious.
Oh God!
Right. Well, anyway, Single of the Year, we have Florida Georgia Line featuring Nelly, the song Cruise. We have Thrift Shop by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis featuring Wentz. And then we have Blurred Lines with Robin Thicke and Pharrell and T.I.
Arguably, those are some of the biggest hits of the year. Obviously, they're all great songs. Blurred Lines. Well, if we're going to contribute the negative press towards that, we can kind of cancel it out. Maybe Thrift Shop. The Thrift Shop wasn't as big as Blurred Lines. And then Cruise was a huge breakout hit with both the country and pop audiences.
Yes, they were all huge songs for everybody out there. There was not a radio station you could go to without hearing it.
I would love for Cruise to win for Florida Georgia Line. They were a great hit this year. So I would give the slight edge to them. But then you can't count out Blurred Lines, and for some reason you have to connect Miley Cyrus to them.
All right, well, there's that. So these last couple categories we're going to go through favorite male artists for pop and rock. And for there, we have Bruno Mars, Robin Thicke, and Justin Timberlake.
Let's go with JT. I'm just going to go with JT.
JT?
Or Bruno Mars, maybe. Bruno Mars can win as well.
I think they are all pretty close tied. So for our last category that we're going to talk about, we have favorite female artists for pop and rock.
Okay.
And we have, for these three, we have Pink, Rihanna, and Taylor Swift.
It's a blowout. Taylor's going to win this one. She has the biggest fan base, and honestly, why wouldn't she win the award?
She does. She has quite a fan base, but there were some singles that Pink came out with and that Rihanna would come out with. They were pretty
But Taylor
big.
had more singles and bigger hits this year, so I would give a side edge to Taylor.
Yeah,
but anyways,
all right. Well, we'll see how that goes.
the American Music Awards air on ABC Television Network tomorrow, November 23rd. Make sure to catch them at 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Central and Pacific Time. Thank you very much for Jamz with Josh, and we'll be right back.